Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, remember my video from just a couple days ago where I discussed that the DXY was potentially about to break above critical resistance. And if that were the case, we might be in for some bad crypto price action. But in fact, we hit that resistance and we've begun coming back down again, which is an incredible initial sign when it comes to the beginning of seeing crypto begin its possible next uptrend. Keep this in your minds, ladies and gentlemen, as this is an exciting time in the market. Because we see now that after all the major losses Gary Gensler has been getting when it comes to the crypto market and politically as a whole, he's beginning to divert his attention away from the crypto space and wants to now start regulating AI. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Gensler is a weasel. Gary Gensler is the single biggest threat to American innovation, American financial prowess, and American supremacy in the tech space. And I think Gary's beginning to understand that he cannot continue the approach he's been having when it comes to crypto because his conflicts of interest and corruption are beginning to go mainstream. Here we have a clip from Bitcoin News, with Gary Gensler being asked directly, what more do you need to see to be confident that a spot Bitcoin ETF is ready for prime time? And this is what he had to say.
Something related to cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin ETF. What more do you need to see to be confident that a spot Bitcoin ETF is actually ready for prime time? And is the potential for market manipulation still the largest holdup to spot ETF approval?
Well, Mark, I recognize the question. It's a good question, but understanding that as chair of a regulatory agency and having various applications in front of us and not prejudging them, and also recognizing that there is ongoing litigation about these very matters, I think I'm going to have to defer on that one. But good try.
Fair enough.
You could ask ChatGPT.
I will do that. Maybe this evening. I will, after the club board meeting, I'll type that prompt in and see what happens.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about you, but I've officially had it with Gary Gensler stating time and time again that no, I can't answer these questions because we're currently going through different things. It's exhausting to try and get a straight answer from this weasel of a Mr. Burns. But this is what I'm going to say. The Ripple victory against the SEC cannot be understated, and how important it's going to be for the next couple months, because Coinbase is beginning to cite Ripple's case in the motion to dismiss this current SEC lawsuit against Coinbase. And guys, something I want to talk about as well is what could be the potential catalyst for the next market cycle. The reason I bring up the Bitcoin ETF news is because that is the only major catalyst right now in the crypto market, where if that does get approved, oh, the sky's the limit, my friends. We are looking for something to trigger money to pour into the crypto space. And then once that does happen, good Lord Almighty, the sky is truly the limit. Exchanges are our on and off ramps into this space. And with Coinbase being slightly hampered with this ongoing litigation, it's something where if they could use this Ripple case as a way to dismiss this SEC lawsuit, that'll be a special thing to behold. Now, something else I want to point your attention to is that Tether is currently the 11th largest Bitcoin holder on the planet. Tether has been the largest buyer of Bitcoin over the last quarter. And the reason this is so important is because I've been long stating for the past 2.5 years that I think Tether is the biggest racket and the biggest black swan event that could potentially take shape in the crypto space. We're beginning to see stablecoin bills and proposals being tossed around in Congress. And I think this is extremely important because once we get stablecoin regulation, we're going to get a much more stable market. But as you guys all know, I've been calling for two things. I believe there will be a major market crash in October for a number of reasons. But I also do believe there is a slight chance that we could see a short-term push upwards for the crypto market. If it's going to happen, it's going to need to happen now. But that point aside, Tether could be a big reason why the crypto market falls. We still need to see what takes shape when it comes to this stablecoin regulation. And here, Crypto Eddie posted yet another important article in regards to the other stablecoin that's a major player in the space. Coinbase's CEO Brian Armstrong stated that Binance has sold all of its USDC. Right now what we're witnessing is stablecoin wars, as Binance is launching more stablecoins, even though they're getting sued by the SEC. And while I'd love to get into the details of what is really going on with all these different stablecoins, this is what I'm going to remind you all of. USDC was caught in the fire of Silicon Valley Bank collapsing a couple months ago. And if it were not for bailouts, Circle would have been in trouble. But in my personal opinion, I think the real XRP boy said it best. Bitcoin is the excuse. Stablecoins are the transition. Then Ripple and XRP are the endgame. They're going to pick a crypto, a digital asset, in order to extract the most value. And I believe the XRP ledger is going to be that. Bitcoin was the first, the godfather of crypto. Stablecoins are the biggest catalyst for crashes in this market. We saw Terra Luna, we saw UST, we saw USDC crash mightily a couple months ago with Silicon Valley collapsing. And now Tether could be the big ticking time bomb that's left over. There have been numerous articles and numerous government documents naming Ripple's XRP as a stablecoin. This is a point of contention in the community. But it's one of those things where if it does in fact play out, and I'm not saying it will, that'll definitely be a scenario where big banks, the IMF, and the global leaders of the world could really take over. And we could really see what this baby could do. It starts off slowly. Then it happens all at once.
Thank you for joining us here today for this virtual workshop about how digital money can facilitate remittances. The eminent MIT economist Rudi Dornbusch famously said, "In economics, things take longer to happen than you think they will, and then they happen faster than you thought they could." Digital money is a perfect illustration. After a long period of development, the field is now on the cusp of major changes that have the potential to reshape cross-border payments and remittances. For example, last October, the Bahamas launched the Sand Dollar, the world's first central bank digital currency. Many other economies are exploring their own pilot programs. Other forms of digital money, such as privately issued stablecoins, are increasingly being used for cross-border payments. We are witnessing a revolution in digital money that could...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make something very clear. I had an interview with Bob Way just a couple months ago where we discussed the potential of XRP being deemed a stablecoin, and he specifically stated no. However, I cannot ignore the abundance of documents that have named XRP as a stablecoin, and I just want you all to think, in your minds, do you think XRP being deemed a higher price stablecoin is a possibility? Especially considering what the IMF head had just stated. Private issued stablecoins are increasingly playing a role in cross-border payments. And that's something to keep in your minds. Now guys, President Biden went viral yesterday in the crypto space because he has laser eyes on his coffee mug. A lot of people interpreted this as him being bullish on crypto. However, this is just a picture to represent his shitty coffee mug brand. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that Biden is taking an anti-crypto stance, and crypto is becoming a issue that is being divided amongst party lines. That's just something you should keep in your minds in general. And I wanted to make sure to debunk any theories that made people think this was a signal that he is bullish on Bitcoin. They've been very aggressive and antagonistic. This current administration has been against the crypto market. And you always have to keep that in your minds. But now guys, without further ado, I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes from one of the most powerful women that have ever joined Ripple. I believe the moment that Rosie Rios joined Ripple's board of directors, that was the moment I knew that we were going to win. Rosie Rios has her name on all the damn money. And listen to her tell you why she endorses Ripple and XRP. If she's on our team, I don't think there's a single way we could fail. And I think we're going to cross the finish line. The new 1%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
I joined the board of Ripple because XRP serves a purpose. It's a function that facilitates cross-border payments. It's not some store of value, kind of arbitrary value that is not pegged to anything. This is actually what legitimate financial institutions use.
She joined the Ripple board because XRP has utility. It's what legitimate financial institutions use. It's not a subjective store of value. It's useful for cross-border payments.
Specifically for cross-border payments. So instead of days and dollars, it's seconds and cents. And that is the future, in my opinion.